October 30th against Purdue. Earlier today, the Big Ten announced kickoff will take place at 2:30 p.m. Catch all the action right here on the Huskers Radio Network. In pro sports tonight, with the American League Championship Series even at 1 per side, the Astros are in Boston with first pitch at 7:08 p.m. It'll be Jose Urquidy taking on Eddie Rodriguez. Urquidy for the Astros, Rodriguez for the Sox. Week 6 in the NFL concludes with Monday night battle between Josh Allen and the red-hot Buffalo Bills and Derrick Henry and the Titans. Kickoff is in Nashville at 7:15 p.m. That's the ticker. I'm Tim Mulhaupt, and this is your Sports Nightly ticker on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Vermeer in the backfield on second short. Fake the handoff, rolling the pocket, back to throw. Adrian takes a shot downfield, has a man open. It's Vermeer, makes a catch. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Nebraska. Huskers burn that Wolverine defense for a second time in the third quarter.
Now Penn State back right. Johnny Parker stuffed.
A huge block. Nebraska, big block. Couldn't have been better timed. Huskers lead. It's 2019, Step 2.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
Thank you. Welcome back. It's another week of Sports Nightly here on the Huskers Radio Network. Hope you had a good weekend. Really quiet around campus today. Fall break. No students, no class today or tomorrow. Parking lot's wide open out here for us.
Yeah, I spoke at a high school convention today, journalism for young high school students that want to get into journalism, and I had no problem getting a parking spot at the student union. Normally, you can't find a spot over there, so I pulled right in front of the student union, found a parking spot. It was great. Well,
hopefully all the students are getting their kind of minds cleared a little bit, because now it'll be a sprint toward the end of the semester and finals and all those fun things that you have at the end of a semester. I feel like once you get back from fall break, it goes by pretty quick, but it also can be a grind, as you mentioned.
Yes. I did not like that time where you start getting starting to prepare for finals, and you got all these assignments that everybody kind of gets in at the last, and it'll be a grind for these student athletes too, because they talk about it all the time about, again, the importance of staying locked in the classroom too. We see the importance of that and how much of an emphasis that's placed on here. So
it's a long run for the students from Labor Day, which is a day off, to now, and then it's only about a month for Thanksgiving. You get a couple days to kind of catch your breath, then and then a couple weeks later it's finals and off you go. So with that, no football practice today for the Big Red because of the bye week that's coming up, and this team certainly needs it, and I think that factored into the game in Minneapolis. We're certainly going to get to that. I know a lot of you want to sound off on Saturday's disappointment. The loss in Minnesota will certainly get to you throughout the program here tonight at 402-413-2400 with a call or a text, and also up on our YouTube stream. You can jump in the chat room and have some fun with those folks as well. But the team got today and tomorrow off. They'll come back and get some workouts in later in the week, and then get a free Saturday after playing 8 games. 8 of the 12 are done. Two-thirds of the season is over.
I feel like we're talking fall camp, and now it's already halfway through the season and only one road game left, at Wisconsin. And, it's just flown by. But I think because of the grind, and it's been just one right after the other and big matchups and hard-fought battles, and it's definitely not ideal, I wouldn't think, to have a schedule like this where you have so many teams ranked in the top 25, and then no bye week at all. So, but it's much needed. I know I talked to a lot of the players after the game, and they'll approach this the right way, just as they've done each and every week, and get some people healthy, because I do think this team is now a little banged up. Not anything catastrophic, I don't think, but getting some guys healthy and some rest, and maybe some time away a little bit, and then see some family and get back to it, I think probably will come in really refreshed.
Yeah, I saw Nash Hutmacher was out doing some hunting this morning, so taking advantage of no class, no practice, get out, get in nature, and try to clear your head a little bit. All right, let's talk about the game. And I think this is what we kind of warned about last week during the program, as we said, one of the big questions would be, where would the emotional tank be for this team after the amazing effort against Michigan last Saturday at home, and the energy of the crowd, and And then the disappointment of the loss. Could they get back up off the deck? And I think we knew it was going to be a challenge. I think the coaches felt like they had the team in the right spot. I think the team wanted to play really hard all day Saturday, but sometimes your body just doesn't follow along with your mind. And I think we saw that early in the game. And Jeremiah was giving us reports during the game about they were yelling, "Wake up, let's wake up" on the sideline. I think the team even knew. Cam Tater-Britt told some media members after the game, we could feel it while we're having breakfast, so we just didn't seem like we had it flowing well enough. And unfortunately, that caused the Huskers to fall behind 21-9 at halftime. I love the effort to get back into it. The goal line stand, if it had gone another inch or two the other way, who knows how that game turns out. But I don't know that I'm shocked by what I saw, Jessica, because I was really worried where this team would be emotionally going up to Minneapolis.
Yeah, at some point it's going to catch up to you, coming up short like that and some of these tough battles that they've literally battled so many week in and week out. And, that could catch up to you, and I think it really did. I guess it is disappointing and maybe frustrating that they did come out flat like that with so many leaders and so many guys that have played so much football and have been such great leaders and will continue to be leaders, absolutely. But you just don't expect with that many older guys that care so much about this team and believe so much in this team that they didn't find a way to kind of get it going early and pick it up when you did feel that coming out of the gate flat like that. You would expect that those leaders to really kind of step in and try to get things going. But absolutely responded in the second half. And I stood down there in the second half. And the way they came together in the second half, that's what makes me believe that they're not done on this season either. Because even coming up short, that was a team that really came together, and offense, defense, the whole team, they were battling. And I do think they were absolutely disappointed and crushed. Austin Allen was, again, we saw several interviews where those guys were really, really down. But I do believe that they'll find a way to kind of get back up and approach the rest of the season the right way.
I think the break comes at a time where they can do that. They can flush it and move on. You can't do anything about it. It's very disappointing to be sitting here at 3-5. This is a better football team than 3-5, but that's what the record is. You can't change it. The fans are tired of the close but no cigar. So's the team, so's the coaches, so we all are. That this team can be oh so close, tantalizingly close to getting wins and come up short. So I know there's frustration out there. We're frustrated. The team's frustrated. The coaches are frustrated. We all get it. Everybody is looking for that one thing to kind of flip the switch of this deal.
And again, if we knew what that one thing is, it would have been fixed already. But yeah, and I just think you got to find a way to get it done, and I think that will be huge for this team. It's just you got to do it. I've been saying that every week. You never know what can happen. I really think it could snowball if this team could get one of those wins that they've been battling it so close. Like I think that could really take the lid off this thing. But you got to find a way to do it, and that's what they keep saying. I didn't think Adrian looked himself on Saturday either. I don't know health wise where he's at, but. And that hurt that, we didn't see kind of Adrian being Adrian as far as, from the start kind of, running and the things that he's been doing so well. Second half it was obviously better, but in the first half especially. Scott
Frost said on the TV show last night that he's dealing with a lot of things, physically dealing with a lot of things.
It looked like that,
And it did.
And, and Jeremiah was talking too. There was a couple of plays where he came off the field and was frustrated with some of his wide receivers too. So I think, just maybe all kinds of just discombobulated a little bit, to start that thing. But they did find a way to get it going in the second half. So you do take away positives from that. But absolutely, not the result anybody wanted or expected going up there to Minnesota.
Buckle up and put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Let's get to the phone to start first in Lexington. And Randy, good evening, Randy. Welcome to Sports Nightly.
How's it going?
Good.
Well, I just want to warn you guys. You guys ain't going to like what I got to say, and neither are your listeners.
You still there, Randy?
Yeah, I'm here. I got a little comment about Cam Taylor-Britt's comment that they were asleep in the first half. I've heard a lot of pathetic excuses out of that team from Frost and everybody else, and that one takes the cake. I mean, I heard that. I fell out of my chair laughing. And as far as schedule they got coming up, I don't mean to burst anybody's bubble, but they're not going to win a game the rest of the year. Just look what Purdue did to Iowa. And I guess Martinez would be a lot better quarterback if he wants to spend so much time on the Scott Frost desk. That's it.
All right, appreciate it, Randy. Well, I don't know. I mean, Minnesota beat Purdue by 7. That's who our next game is. We'll see how that goes. Let's go to Rockport. Jerry, you're up next on Sports Nightly.
How are you guys tonight?
Good, thanks.
Well, I tell you what, Greg, I got a comment too about Adrian. I call him. I feel like he's a statistics quarterback. Nobody's disputing his physical attributes. Nobody's disputing his leadership qualities or his ability to, make plays type of thing. But the one thing that's going to separate him is he is not a winner. And, clutch play and stuff, I listened this morning on another radio station. They echoed this exact comments that I'm making. That is what you're judged by to be an elite athlete, a quarterback at a Power 5 school, is winning. I mean, that is where you're going to be judged. You can have all the, be a great young man, which he is, physical tools, everything. Great athlete does not mean you're a winner. And Scott has hitched his wagon to Adrian, and all it's doing is pull them both down. And so I've been a fan since all my life, season tickets since 1976, and that's not going to change. But frustration, and the kid just, when we need to play, he's not there. He's not there. And the comment on the radio broadcast, first time we haven't gone to a away game this year, and Kelly Stauffer said, wonder why Nebraska's in these close games. Because they're not making the plays and everything leading up to that, and then you're nearing a dogfight. And there was no truer words ever spoken about why we have these close games. Half the time we could be out in front enough, it wouldn't be a close game if we just do our part. So, again, frustrated. I appreciate you taking my call, and go Big Red.
Appreciate it, Jerry. Thanks for the call. And hey, the numbers don't lie, and Adrian has started a lot of football games here at Nebraska. Adrian has had the ability to lead this team to winning drives late in the games and hasn't done that. Now, the question you would ask then, are Nebraska in some of those games without the talents of Adrian, ability to keep Nebraska in some games like they were with Michigan and Oklahoma and some of those games? And both those points are fair to argue because both have some legitimate arguments on each side of that. Adrian is a very fine player, but in crunch time, he has come up short. It's hard to not say that's not true.
Yeah, and I mean, I think he knows that, and he's, knows that he's got to figure out a way to do it. And I know the touchdown with Yant, I was down there. It looked like he slipped. That's unfortunate, that Ramir goes down, who was having, felt like he was having a good day, and then he goes down and comes out. Here comes Yant, who, in a big situation and slips and doesn't get in. And then they go for the field goal. And even despite not getting in, not punching it in the play before, Adrian and the offense, they wanted the ball. They wanted to go for it again. And so I think they still believe. I mean, you heard Austin Allen talking about, we trust each other. And I think, the fact that they believe that they could still go do it, speaks volumes. But yeah, you got to do it. I mean, I don't know how else to say it other than he's got to go get it done.
Right. It's on him.
Yeah.
It's on him. I don't have a problem with Scott Frost trying that field goal early in that fourth quarter. I think it was 4th and 3, maybe 4th and 3 or 4th and 4. Get points. You're only down 2. It's a chip shot field goal. Connor missed it.
Yeah.
And boy, the most heartbreaking interview I saw all weekend was Connor Culp went out and talked to the media after that game, and he was in tears. He could barely hold it together. I know it is crushing him that he is missing kicks this season.
Yeah, I mean, I watched him on the sideline, and I mean, it is. He's devastated, and you know, it's not like he wants to go out there and miss them, and you know, it kills him that he is, and I don't know. How do you fix that again? I don't know. You know, then there was reports on the broadcast that he's kind of been battling injuries, so yeah, you would think maybe hopefully in one of these games you can get somebody else some experience in kicking in those, so that if he is hurt and it does continue to be an issue, you can call on someone else.
It was 4th and 4 when Scott opted to try the 27-yard field goal. Again, I have no problem with that 4th and 4. Get points. You don't want to come up dry again. And then he missed. So.
I don't have a problem with it either. I was just saying, like, the offense wanted that chance.
No.
They wanted to be able to put it in after they came up short the time before.
No, I got you. Let's go to Omaha next. And Shank, hello, Shank. You're up on Sports Island. Good evening.
Hey, guys. Nice to talk with you. Love your show. Love Nebraska. Even from the guy who sweeps your floors. Great show. Love the production. So I'm going to try and make this call as positive as I can. So if you look at kind of doing a comparison, I don't know if you guys like baseball. I don't know how many listeners listen to baseball. But if you look at Nebraska baseball, they had a point in the season. They were doing pretty good. They went 0-3 at home against Rutgers. They dropped the series. They got swept. And so what happens the next day? The captains, the team captains, the coaches, they all apologize to Nebraska fans for their performance that weekend. That's what they did. The captains, I'm sure it was Povich, Hallmark, you name them, they all apologized for no excuses. No excuses. We're gonna. So that Rutgers game, that series, essentially it was what Nebraska's loss was to Minnesota. Are they going to pack it in? Are they going to keep making excuses where we can't get up, we got to go to sleep, blah, blah, blah? Are we going to make excuses? Are we going to take ownership? Are we going to play Nebraska football? And I we're at this point right now where we can be 3-9 or we can be 6-6. Do we want to play Purdue? You know, you guys are commentators. You can talk about the schedule all you want. There's 4 games left. There's one game. It's Purdue next week. We have to win. Go Huskers.
I appreciate it, Shane. No, great call. Love the passion.
Yeah.
And you're right. At some point in time, the team has to say that's enough. That is enough. And it comes down to what Jessica mentioned earlier. It's up to them to go make the play, make something happen. Coaches can only do so much, put you in the right spots, come up with the right game plan. It's then up to the execution of the team to get it done and get it right. So love his passion.
Absolutely. And as he mentioned, it's one game at a time. We can't, we want to look ahead and what could, try to make projections, what could happen, but you got to just look at the next game because, again, one of the toughest schedules in college football, and it's one right after another, and we saw what Purdue just did. So you got to focus on Purdue and then move forward after that. You cannot look ahead too much as a team. I know as fans and radio personality, we want to look ahead and talk about all that. But for a team, you just got to focus at the task at hand because that's when things kind of come off the rails if you are looking too far ahead and not focusing on what's next.
Let's next for us is out to North Platte. And Jim, good evening. Jim, welcome to Sports Nightly.
Yes, good evening to you both. I would like to make 2 comments, and I would like to ask a question. Here's my first comment is the football team, boys, have to step it up. And my next comment is Scott Frost was taught by one of the greatest football coaches that I ever did watch is Tom Osborne. Those are my 2 comments. And my question is the Big Ten looking at, like, Notre Dame and another Big Ten to come into the Big Ten conference. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks for the phone call. No talk at all about expanding the Big Ten at all. Not saying it will never happen, but I'm not hearing any rumblings out there. On our text line, I said I really didn't mind going for it on 4th and goal from the 1 foot line, but looking back, if you take 3 points there and then Connor makes his kick, you'd have the lead in the game. Boy, 4th and it wasn't even a yard. It was 4th and about 2 inches to get the touchdown there. You have to go for the 6 points there.
Absolutely. I mean, Nebraska had no problem driving the football at that point. They were getting right down there. They felt like they were going to be able to punch it in right there. So.
Yep, I agree. Let's run up to West Point. Pete, good evening, Pete. Welcome to Sports Nightly.
How you doing tonight?
Oh, been better, Pete, honestly.
I guess maybe I got a little bit different take. Adrian Martinez is one of the most talented quarterbacks we've ever had as far as talent. But from his freshman year until year 4 here, there's not a lot of improvements. His biggest asset is his feet, but yet I see a tendency not to get that first down with his feet when it's needed. And I don't blame Adrian. I blame the coaches. What have we really got out of our quarterback coach? I think Scott Frost has got to look at his coaching staff, his offensive line coach, his quarterback coach. There are some changes that's got to be done on the offensive side especially. The defense has showed some progress over the years. The offense hasn't showed much progress. And I guess I'll tell Husker Nation out there, I have full 100% confidence in Trev Alberts. He's very smart. He knows football, and he knows how to hire coaches and to guide coaches. And I think we'll see some results in a year or two because I think Trev will demand it. And this game is a letdown, yes. But as long as we continue to improve and we got the right leadership at the athletic director who's going to make the right decisions, what's best for the football team, I think we'll come out of it.
Pete, very good. Always wise words from Pete when he calls in.
Yeah, I mean, great comments there. And, he mentioned it. I saw a tweet today, and I was going to pull it up. But, you look at the football, the ESPN College Football Power Index that they put out, and Nebraska's number, 23? And it factors in a lot of different things. But it's still improvement, and this is still a good football team. As far as the offense goes, what is Nebraska now in the Big Ten? I know the red zone offense is an issue, getting points on the board. But as far as total offense, I mean, they've been moving the ball pretty well.
They have been. No, not scoring a lot of points, though.
Even
Saturday, 23 was the total. That's not. You need to score probably closer to 30 in this league to win most games.
You got to get it in the end zone.
Correct.
You got to get it in there. But as far as moving it up and down, I mean, to me, you can look at bad offenses in the Big Ten, and they're, again, teams that are winning in Iowa, Wisconsin. But as far as just the total offense goes, they're doing it. You just got to finish it. You got to finish the drives. So it's the red zone offense to me is the problem, not the total offense.
All right. Nope, totally agree. Hey, this season, share Valentino's Tailgater tradition with our Big Red Double Jumbo deal and get 2 one-topping jumbo pizzas for only $17.79 each. Order yours online at valentinos.com. Valentino's, the official pizza of the Huskers. Go Big Red. Bob and Waverly, hang on. We'll get to you and more folks' calls at 402-413-2400. More Sports Nightly straight ahead.
A DUI is everything you didn't prepare for. You did not save for it. You did not train for it. You did not go to school for it. You did not raise your family or buy a house or get a job for it. It is not your life goal or a dream come true. You have planned for everything in your life. You did not plan for a DUI. Get a ride. A DUI costs more than you think.
Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Today's play of the day comes from Nebraska. We pick it up with the local sports announcer at a Nebraska lottery retailer.
Dave enters the store. He makes a move to the checkout counter. Looks like he's going to pass. Yes, he's passing the clerk a few dollars. The clerk takes the handoff and spins around. It looks like he's placed the scratch tickets on the counter, and now Dave has them in his hand. It's the old Scratch-a-rooski. He scratches left. He scratches right. Oh, my! He's done it! Dave has scored a bundle of cash.
Play is good. Go play. Odds vary by game.
At Subaru, they love building vehicles for those who pack a lot into life. The redesigned 2021 Crosstrek is their way of saying more power to you. An upgrade in horsepower means you have a world of fun and adventure waiting for you. And the Crosstrek comes with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. Love, it's what makes Subaru, Subaru. Visit Deto Subaru at 27th Street and Jamie Lane in Lincoln or at DetoSubaru.com. Upgraded horsepower available on select models.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid minerals with protein or Redmond natural mineral salt for livestock or humans, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blahorn take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it is safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief, nutrition, or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Lutz is an integrated business solutions firm born and raised in Nebraska with offices in Omaha, Lincoln, Hastings, and Grand Island. Lutz provides expert accounting, consulting, financial, technology, M&A, and talent solutions tailored to you. Lutz embraces your business as their own to discover the right solutions to help you thrive. They mind what matters for businesses or individuals seeking a partner to help energize and heighten financial and organizational success. Visit lutz.us/GBR.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
You trained for this all year. Endless hours of cardio, conditioning, and weights. And now you are ready. Ready to trek back to your seat from the concession stand. Through the lines, lost fans, and that mascot who wants you to do a little dancey dance, all without spilling a drop of your ice-cold Bud Light. Welcome back to football, sports fans.
There is no place like Nebraska, and there's no place that treats you like home like Sapp Brothers. For 50 years, Sapp Brothers has fueled America's heartland and been a reliable partner to local farms and Husker fans across Nebraska. Providing the highest quality fuel, lubricants, and propane, servicing your farming equipment, and welcoming guests into their travel centers. Visit www.sapbros.net. Sapp Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Husker Athletics.
Sometimes being an office printer feels like I'm competing in an Olympic sport. Thankfully, I have Marco's Managed Print Services on my team. Marco's game plan helps me make big plays while saving big bucks. And Marco's lightning fast tech support gets me back in the game fast. I'm up. Find out what your printers could be saying with Marco's Managed Print Services at marconet.com.
Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is the place to watch Nebraska games this season. Locally owned and operated, Addie's is Omaha's premier sports bar with 4 locations in Elkhorn, Maple Street, Millard, and a new flagship Capitol location in downtown Omaha. If it's Husker game day, it's on at Addie's. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is Omaha's official watch party spot with game day giveaways, prizes, fun, and more surprises later in the season. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill. See you there for the game.
It's Game On at Sid Dillon Buick GMC Cadillac in Fremont, featuring our winning combination of Buick SUVs and GMC trucks and SUVs. And as a GMC Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles for your business needs. For the convenient and easy way to shop for your next vehicle, just visit our Fremont location or check out our full inventory at SidDillonBuickGMC.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
We are professional grade.
Hey, Husker fans, if you're looking for an exciting new career as part of your pandemic recovery, Iowa has over 75,000 job openings in industries such as healthcare, advanced manufacturing, construction, IT, and ag. IowaWorks.gov has more information about job openings, earn while you learn apprenticeships, and exciting training and scholarship opportunities. Find your next great job in Iowa. They've got a solid game plan, a bright future, and want you on their team. www.iowaworks.gov.
We are back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres Equipment, Nebraska's premier John Deere dealer with 27 locations across Nebraska and into Kansas. Acres Solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you here on a Monday night following a disappointing game on Saturday. Huskers come up short in Minneapolis, 30-23. Let's head to Waverly next. And Bob, good evening, Bob.
Yeah, I was going to say Pete from West Point kind of stole my thunder about, looking at some changes off season. I mean, we know where the weaknesses are. I won't say that. And, maybe we need to bring in a former Husker coach, teach you option like Turner, Gill, or Fraser. And I just noticed on defense they have a more motivation over there. Maybe they need, Jay Foreman and Jason Peter understand helping. Maybe we need some old Husker to come back on that side.
Fair comment, and yeah, and he kind of dovetails in there with Keith. But you've got some connections to that era on that offensive staff. Ron Brown was an assistant coach during the 90s. He's an analyst on that side of the ball. Obviously, Scott played the position in Nebraska. Greg Austin was the lineman a little bit later than the 90s, but he was a former Husker. Ryan Held was a walk-on during that late 90s stretch. So you certainly have guys that have hooks to that era of Husker football on this current staff. But Bob, appreciate the thoughts. Let's go to Seward and Tim. Good evening, Tim. Welcome to Sports Nightly.
Hey, Greg. Thanks for taking my call. When you started the show off, one of the first things you said was that you felt like this coaching staff had these kids to prepared and ready to play on Saturday. And Greg, I mean, honestly, you don't even believe what you're saying, because look at that first half of that game and look at the second half. We came in and made second-time, halftime adjustments, but that should have never happened. Those kids should have been so much more ready to play that game. Scott Frost has shown year in and year out he is not capable of getting this job done. He does not deserve to keep this job any longer. When you're Trev Albertson, you sit him down at the end of the season, you've got a long laundry list of things that you can get rid of him. And here's a good one for you. Why do we not have our quarterback ever practice taking the ball directly from behind the center? Because you know what? There might be a game, I don't know, against maybe Minnesota. You might need to do that. He needs to go. Alberts needs to get rid of him. We need to move on. I'll let you play devil's advocate. You tell me right now, give me three things that Scott has done that he deserves to keep his job. I'm listening, Greg. You tell me. Thanks.
Tim, appreciate it. Here on the text line, a question for Greg on that third down run by Martinez that many believe he was in. How do they not have a goal line camera or a pylon? They had a goal line camera, but the referee's shoulder kind of got in the way. So, Tim, I'm not going to sit here and play games and argue for Scott Frost's job. If you guys want to do that, that's fine. You guys all have your own opinions. Opinions are like noses. We all have them.
It's crazy, too, because, I mean, again, before last week was a disappointment. Minnesota, because, I think there was so much momentum. Everyone was talking about how much you can see the improvements on the field. I think that's pretty obvious that this is an improved football team, and yet a disappointing loss, absolutely. That was not what was expected. And as far as the preparation goes, they have been prepared every week. Look what they did to Michigan. Look what they did to Oklahoma. They've played well every week. They just are one play away of, coming out on the other side of this thing. So I don't think the preparation is at all the problem. They came out flat. They didn't do what they were supposed to do. Again, Jeremiah was talking about the wide receivers are running a wrong route, and they didn't come out. That's on the players that they did not come out with firepower.
Every year, every football team that puts on the pads has games where you're flat. It happens in sports, people, and you have to read the dynamics of all that. And every coach in America is trying to get past that, and they know when it's coming. I'm telling you, it happens everywhere. Every team comes out as a flat. Iowa probably is this week saying we had a flat performance against Purdue. Would be my guess, is what they're saying in Iowa City today. It happens in sports. You have flat efforts, flat performances.
Yeah, and I'm not sitting here saying, making excuses, but the bye week and not having having that just such a grind. Minnesota coming off the bye week and Nebraska, not having a bye week and have had just again just heavyweight after heavyweight after heavyweight, and it's just I think eventually we were worried that those close games were going to maybe come back to bite them a little bit, and I think it did going into that one.
No doubt. Let's go to Chicago. Brad, you're up next here on Sports Nightly.
Good evening, guys. Everybody, I appreciate you taking my call. Hey, I think we got to take Aaron Rodgers' advice and relax, because this team, if you go and look at the depth chart, there's nothing but freshmen, redshirt freshmen, and sophomores all up and down this offensive team. And I've coached young teams, and these are 18, 19, 20-year-old kids, and they came out this week and they were flat. And that's what happens, like you were saying. Alabama a couple weeks ago came out flat against A&M and lost to an unranked team. And so it happens. But this team, I think Frost has built this team. And it takes a while to build this offense and that kind of offense that he's running. And it takes a little time. And I'm really optimistic, actually. This year is going to be tough. We're going to take some more lumps. But next year and the year after that, when this entire offensive line comes back and most of the receiving crew comes back and the tight ends come back, we are going to have a really, really good team offensively that will match our defense, which has been really good this year. So I've got a lot of optimism going forward. And I think Frost, I think he's done a great job. He did a great job at Oregon, did a great job, obviously, down in Florida. I think he could do it here. And so I think we just need to relax, give him a little more time, let these guys grow, and I think we're going to see a lot of improvement over the next couple of years.
Preach.
Yeah, Brad, appreciate it. That's the call of the night, and he's exactly right. When I was putting together my charts last week for Minnesota, the Gophers start 8 seniors on offense. All 5 guys on the offensive line are seniors. Seniors have played 4, 5, in some cases 6 years of Big Ten football. They have 7 seniors who start on defense. They were so much older than Nebraska. And honestly, Minnesota was my pick in August to win the West, and I think they might win the West. So I don't think that was just a horrible loss, because I think Minnesota's a pretty competent football team, and everybody's going, well, they lost to Bowling Green. You know why they lost to Bowling Green?
Because they were flat.
They were flat against Bowling Green. Folks, it happens in sports. Brad, appreciate the phone call.
Oh, by the way, he talked about all the talent coming back on offense. How about the talent coming back on defense?
That's right.
They're not losing many guys on that defense either.
They're not. Brad and all of our callers are dialing us up on the Sports Nightly hotline, brought to you by the Woodhouse Auto family. Shop Woodhouse first. 18 brands, 16 convenient locations. Simplified car buying to save you time. Shop, finance, and buy it online at woodhouse.com. We're back with more Sports Nightly next.
You could win a 2021 Ford F-150 XL four-wheel drive Super Crew truck from the Woodhouse Auto family this season. If the Huskers return the first or second half opening kick for a touchdown, Woodhouse will give away an F-150. New contestants will be chosen each week. For details on how to enter the Woodhouse Auto Family Kickoff Contest and official rules, go to woodhousekickoff.com. That's woodhousekickoff.com.
Valley 365 is here, and the time is now to take your farming technology full circle. Valley 365 is the ultimate command center, the new single sign-on platform that brings together our tried and true technology and streamlines your entire operation. Combining the best features of AgSense, Valley Scheduling, Valley VRI, and Valley Insights, Valley 365 is the next-level solution for connected crop management. Leverage your data, make the most of your time, and own your tomorrow. Contact your Valley dealer today.
Tailgating pros agree that Lucille's Famous Fried Chicken and More at Sapp Brothers scores big with Husker fans. Be the MVP of your tailgate party this year and let Lucille's do the cooking. Stop by Sapp Brothers Travel Center or visit www.sappbros.net to find out how you can elevate your tailgate party with Lucille's Famous Fried Chicken, celebrating 50 years of fueling America's heartland and welcoming guests. Sapp Brothers is proud to be an official sponsor of Husker Athletics.
Whether you compete on the court, at the track, on the field, or in the fields, winning isn't just a goal. It's a mindset, shaped, honed, and defined throughout the season. That's why farmers pushing themselves to be the best plant DeKalb brand corn. Wherever you compete, winning has roots. Perform at your best. with DeKalb. Always read and follow grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
The name on the mailbox may say Smith, Myers, Baumgartner, or Johnson, but when you choose to plant with Rob Seco, it includes your name too, making you a stockholder in a company that's invested in you. With a simplicity that makes us easy to do business with, relationships that bring more to the table, the technology, traits, and genetics that take on local conditions, and people with the know-how to use it. At Rob Seco, the only stockholder we listen to is you.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. UNL has been named one of the best schools for veterans for the 5th year in a row. The ranking on the Military Times Best for Vets survey reflects the hard work of Nebraska's Military and Veteran Success Center, serving military dependents, veterans, National Guard members, active duty troops, and many Husker students in the reserves.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
From sprains and stitches to sore throats and sinus infections, when it's care that can't wait, count on CHI Health Clinic Priority Care. Simply walk in 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. You'll get the quality care you need without an appointment, and you'll never pay more than a regular primary care visit. Get in, get out, and get on with your day. Find a location near you at chihealth.com/priority care.
Looking for a great Christmas gift idea? Look no further than expanding your loved one's Husker closet with an item from the new 255 collection, inspired by legendary coach Tom Osborne. With high quality at the forefront, 255 can be worn anywhere from sporting events and business meetings to backyard get-togethers. No matter the occasion, 255 is about feeling confident, looking good, and celebrating the remarkable coaching career of Tom Osborne. Shop now at Huskers.com or participating retailers. For more information, visit Huskers.com/255.
Experience car buying your way with Woodhouse. Our team is ready to help you shop, finance, buy, and deliver your next vehicle your way. From the comfort of your home or one of our 17 dealerships, you're in the driver's seat with Woodhouse. Plus, with our selection, finding your next vehicle just got easier. From new to pre-owned, work trucks to third-row SUVs, we've got something for everyone. Start shopping your way at Woodhouse.com or visit a Woodhouse dealership near you.
Walk these fields for 85 years. Grow deeper roots here. Know what thrives here. Bring in world-class genetics and innovative traits like Chrome Triple Stack corn hybrids and Enlist E3 soybeans. Refine it through pure local know-how and expertise. Do all of that, and the only thing left is the right seed. Hogemeyer. Learn more at therightseed.com.
Here is a before winter to-do list from J-Tech Construction. Let's start with windows. Triple pane window technology has saved homeowners countless dollars on heating and cooling bills. Siding serves a crucially important purpose, protecting your home and insulating it from adverse weather conditions. And don't forget about your roof. Designing your roof should be simple and painless, and J-Tech offers several payment plan options. One more thing on your to-do list, called J-Tech Construction, the official exterior experts of the Huskers.
Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is the place to watch Nebraska games this season. Locally owned and operated, Addie's is Omaha's premier sports bar with 4 locations in Elkhorn, Maple Street, Millard, and the new flagship Capitol location in downtown Omaha. If it's Husker game day, it's on at Addie's. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is Omaha's official watch party spot with game day giveaways, prizes, fun, and more surprises later in the season. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill. See you there for the game.
Visit a participating AGCO dealer now, between now and November 12th. Get yourself entered for a chance to win a pair of tickets to the Nebraska-Iowa game. That's going to include some pregame tailgate passes. See participating AGCO locations across Nebraska, and you could be a winner this season. Jessica, Chuck, and Omaha on our text line said, well, I don't agree with the previous caller in totality. I do think it was a bad call to take the goal line snap from the shotgun from 4 inches away, get under center, and push him over the line. That's a fair point. That was going through my mind at the same time, like, why not get under center there? Scott Frost in postgame said they've watched a lot of tape on Minnesota, and Minnesota's really good at goal line defense. So that was his answer.
You know, and another thing, if Adrian isn't, whatever he's going through physically. Also, too, maybe why wouldn't you hand off to or let a running back get back there and or Betts or somebody,
If Yant doesn't stumble, he scores, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I was right there. I saw he was in. So stinks. That stinks. Absolutely.
Let's go to Omaha. Kurt, you've been waiting patiently. Good evening. Welcome to Sports Nightly.
Yeah, I got just a few points. The first one, I think it would be a colossal mistake to get rid of Scott Frost. I see tons of improvement by this team. This team 4 years ago, remember that game against Michigan 4 years ago?
Yep.
They got killed in that game. The other thing is, I only see one coach that I don't really see improvement from, and that's Greg Austin. I think about 60% of our problems come from the offensive line. We do need to find a great punter and a great kicker. We've lost some games there because of that. But the offensive line is really the thing that I think is really holding this team back. I mean, Adrian has some bad games here and there, but that guy is under pressure, seems like within 2 to 3 seconds on so many plays. And this keeps happening year after year after year. It's 4 years I really haven't seen any improvement in the offensive line. I know they're a little bit young, but I'm not seeing the improvement there. That's it for me.
Kurt, appreciate it. Thank you for the phone call. It's amazing how many games come down to kicks. And last year, Connor Culp was an all-conference kicker. And this year, he has struggled mightily. He's missed 3 extra points. He's 6 of 12 on field goals. Some of them are short. I don't know what the answer is. It's like a golfer with the yips. It's crazy, but he was so good a year ago, there was no reason to go look and try to find anybody else with him coming back.
You got the Big Ten Kicker of the Year. I mean, you feel pretty confident in that, right? But, yeah, you look at teams across the country that have those weapons and, that can punt and pin teams back and, flip fields. And,
I think Will's done a better job the last couple of weeks.
Yes, absolutely. That's improved. And, that can knock down field goals every single time that are automatic. I mean, that's just such a huge asset for a team. So, yeah, that can be frustrating for a team that, you're talking about 3 points, losses that are so close and those missed field goals are absolutely, so detrimental sometimes.
And Brendan Franke has done an amazing job at kickoffs. He has really changed that aspect of the game for the Huskers.
By the way, his 2 crazy aunts, they were on our Facebook live stream.
Really?
Yeah, and they said, if you see him, tell him that his 2 crazy aunts were watching. So
I'll be darned.
That was awesome.
That's great. Hey, Nebraska 811 says, go dig red. Before you dig, always call or click 811 to have your utility lines marked. It's free, it's easy, and it's the law. Take our final break. Back with more of your calls coming up.
Husker fans, don't miss your chance to be in Memorial Stadium this season by purchasing a 3-game football mini plan. The 3-game mini plan includes tickets to each of the 3 remaining home games versus Purdue, Ohio State, and Iowa for only $195. Tickets are only available while limited supplies last. To get yours today, visit huskers.com/tickets or call 402-472-3111.
Walk these fields for 85 years. Grow deeper roots here. Know what thrives here. Bring in world-class genetics and innovative traits like Chrome triple stack corn hybrids and Enlist E3 soybeans. Refine it through pure local know-how and expertise. Do all of that, and the only thing left is the right seed. Hogemeyer. Learn more at therightseed.com.
From vintage sneakers to bacon-scented soap to water fountains for your pet, all can be had with a few simple clicks. Problem is, you never really know what you're going to get until they show up at your door. Introducing Ford Blue Advantage. It's used car buying that's built for you. Not only can you shop for used vehicles online, in person, or both, you can also test drive before you buy, so you know exactly what you're getting. Plus, get history reports, vehicle inspections, Ford warranties, and the expertise of factory-trained techs. Visit FordBlueAdvantage.com today.
Valley 365 is here, and the time is now to take your farming technology full circle. Valley 365 is the ultimate command center, the new single sign-on platform that brings together our tried and true technology and streamlines your entire operation. Combining the best features of AgSense, Valley Scheduling, Valley VRI, and Valley Insights, Valley 365 is the next level solution for connected crop management. Leverage your data, make the most of your time, and own your tomorrow. Contact your Valley dealer today.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
Score a game-winning drive when you buy your next vehicle at Sid Dillon Chevrolet. As a Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles, including medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Whatever vehicle fits your needs, we're here to make the purchase process easy. Visit our Chevy locations in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo. Plus, shop our full inventory at SidDillonChevy.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
Chevy, find new roads.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres Equipment, Nebraska's premier John Deere dealer with 27 locations across Nebraska and into Kansas. Acres Solutions for every field. Time to see what's on tap, presented by Bud Light. Husker volleyball on the road Wednesday at Iowa, 7 o'clock first serve. Back home to take on the nationally ranked Purdue Boilermakers Saturday night at 8. Husker soccer got their first conference win yesterday, their final home match of the year. They beat Wisconsin 1-0. They'll be at Illinois on Thursday. That match will get underway at 7 o'clock. That is what's on tap, brought to you by Bud Light. About a minute left in the hour. Let's stay in Lincoln and chat with Mike. Good evening, Mike. Welcome to the program. Mike, you there? I think we lost Mike. I think Mike is gone. So he chewed up the 30 seconds that would probably be necessary to give Richard a crack. So, Richard, we're going to have to hang you through the break. I don't want to be short. I don't want to short shift you for time. I don't want to be accused of cutting people off too soon. So, Richard, hang on. We'll get to you on the other side of the news.
Boy, that was an hour.
Quick, huh?
Yeah, that went fast.
I can't even keep up with all the text.
I know. I'm trying to read them all, but I feel like, this is kind of going to be a good therapy session for all of us, and we'll work through it, and we'll feel better after the show.
One of our texts, I've got 30 seconds, said, enough about the 4th and 1 call. If there was a decent camera angle, Adrian is rightfully awarded the TD on 3rd down. If Yant doesn't trip, he scores on 4th down. The play calling was fine both times. It's just, some of it's dumb luck. I mean, how a guy trips at the 2-yard line, he's going to go in and score. It's just crazy stuff.
Right after the running back that had the hot hand goes out with, an injury. So
crazy stuff. 1 hour down, another hour to go. Buckle up, put that phone down. Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Experience the difference and shop Woodhouse Nissan first. We have the car, truck, or SUV that meets all of your needs. Shop the all-new 2022 Nissan Frontier. This midsize pickup has the tech and the rugged durability to take your adventures to new heights. Or discover the 2022 Nissan Armada. Whether it's a family day out or moving large items, the Armada has space to bring what you need. Call or visit us online today to schedule a test drive with Woodhouse Nissan.
Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is the place to watch Nebraska games this season. Locally owned and operated, Addie's is Omaha's premier sports bar with 4 locations in Elkhorn, Maple Street, Millard, and the new flagship Capitol location in downtown Omaha. If it's Husker game day, it's on at Addie's. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is Omaha's official watch party spot with game day giveaways, prizes, fun, and more surprises later in the season. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill. See you there for the game.
Hey, Husker fans, if you're looking for an exciting new career as part of your pandemic recovery, Iowa has over 75,000 job openings in industries such as healthcare, advanced manufacturing, construction, IT, and ag. IowaWorks.gov has more information about job openings, earn while you learn apprenticeships, and exciting training and scholarship opportunities. Find your next great job in Iowa. They've got a solid game plan, a bright future, and want you on their team. www.iowaworks.gov.
Business Technology 1, network downtime 0. Being a game-winning IT network takes hard work and an experienced technology coach. That's why our game plan includes Marco. Marco helps our entire business infrastructure perform better and score big day in and day out. With Marco's veteran experience guiding our team, every season is a winning season. Find out what your technology could be saying at marconet.com.
Welcome inside the Acres Broadcast Center. I'm Tim Mulhaupt, and this is your Sports Nightly Ticker. Ninth-ranked Huskers women's volleyball has won 8 straight matches and continues to earn accolades for their effort. For the second consecutive week, junior outside hitter Maddie Kubik was named Big Ten Player of the Week. On Saturday, Kubik led the Huskers in a sweep of Illinois, tying her season high with 19 kills, marking the third time she's accomplished a feat this season. Against Indiana, Kubik added 16 more kills to once again pace Big Red in a sweep. For the week, she averaged 5.83 kills, 1.3 digs, and 0.5 blocks per set, while humming along to the tune of a .378 hitting percentage. The AP College basketball preliminary rankings showed up today. Some notable rankings. Gonzaga comes in at number 1. A shout out to our producer, Andrew Dowdy, who's a big Duke Blue Devils fan. They earned the 9th spot. Michigan is the top-ranked Big Ten team, coming in at 6th. Purdue is 7th. Illinois is 11th. Ohio State came in at 17, and Maryland at 21. Michigan State just missed the cut. They were the first team left out in the rankings with 87 votes. Huskers women's gymnastics released their 2022 schedule this afternoon. They'll open their season on Saturday, January 15th at 6:30 p.m., taking on BYU at the Devaney Center. The following Friday, they'll host their first Big Ten match against Illinois at 6:30 p.m. The full schedule is available now at Huskers.com. Huskers football is off this week for their bye week, but they'll return to Memorial Stadium on Saturday, October 30th against Purdue. Earlier today, the Big Ten announced kickoff will take place at 2:30 p.m. Central. Catch all the action right here on the Huskers Radio Network. With the American League Championship Series even at 1 tonight in the MLB, the Astros are in Boston with first pitch coming up in just a few minutes. Jose Urquidy will take the bump for Houston, while Eddie Rodriguez will throw for the Red Sox. Week 6 in the NFL concludes with a Monday night battle between Josh Allen and the Red Hot Bills and Derrick Henry and the Titans. That one also coming up in a few minutes. Kickoff set for 7:15. That's the ticker. I'm Tim Mulhaupt, and this is Sports Nightly on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Ramir in the backfield on second short. Fake the handoff, rolling the pocket, back to throw. Adrian takes a shot downfield, has a man open. It's Ramir, makes a catch. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Nebraska. Huskers burn that Wolverine defense for a second time in the third quarter.
Now Penn State back right. Johnny Parker
Stuffed! A huge block! Nebraska, big block. Couldn't have been better timed. Huskers lead. It's 2019 Sep2.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
Here we are back with hour number 2, Sports Nightly on a Monday night. Been a fun show. It's been I knew it was going to be. I love the passion of people. I love it. As long as we have people who care, I know we're okay.
Absolutely.
We're okay.
Absolutely. And again, that's so huge. You talk about continuing to build this program and get it in the right direction. It's getting, players in here and the right players in here. And a lot of the reason why they want to come here is because of this fan base, and the passion and the atmosphere that they provide when they play at home, and even, the support that they get on the road, and just again, the passion for this team. And, recruits love it. I mean, obviously they probably don't love the negativity, people coming at them negatively on social media, but just the passion. And that's a big part of why kids come here to play.
I told you that I remember taking calls back in May and June, and fans were going, you know what, Greg, as long as we get rid of the blowouts and we fight hard and we compete, that's what I want to see my team do, compete week in and week out. Our biggest margin of loss has been 8. That was at Illinois in the opener. And so, and I get it. Now it's 5 months later, and it hurts when you lose those close games because you're right there with so many plays. But, one guy said, show me progress. Well, there's progress right there. We've been in every football game we have played this year, right down to the end of the line.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's just small things that I think there's, and I know people are tired of hearing the word close, but they are so close. I mean, we were talking during one of the breaks. I mean, look at the total offense in the country. Nebraska is 14th.
In total offense.
In total offense. They're second in the Big Ten behind Ohio State, who leads the country. So total offense, they are 14th in the nation. In scoring defense, they're 27th. So, they've got a good offense and a good defense. It's, again, the things here, they're just little small things that make the difference in coming out in some of these close games.
It's been red zone issues, and it's been kicking problems.
Yeah.
Those have been the things that have really held this back.
And the punting, as you mentioned, that's improved.
It has gotten better. Will Pristup has done a good job the last couple of weeks. Rudy in Florida on our text line said, hey, Greg and Jessica, I believe Scott has the team on track, but I would like to see Logan Smothers get a series each half. Fair point. Greg, I believe you and Matt do a fantastic job, but you and Jessica need to get a parking spot so you don't have to go hunting for your parking. Get that in your next contract. Well, that's a good point, Rudy. Well done, man. Yeah.
Get us a designated spot out here. It's not so bad. At night, especially when we're pulling in here during the afternoon.
Cake.
It's in the morning. When you come in the morning, and that's when everybody has their classes, apparently.
It is hard. Let's start the hour with Richard in Lincoln. Good evening, Richard. Thanks for holding through the break.
Thank you for taking my call. I watched the game Saturday, of course, as did many Nebraskans, and I remembered back between Adrian Martinez's freshman year and his sophomore year, there was a concern that he wasn't reading his progression on receivers quickly enough. And I think they worked with him on that. I think he could use some more work because that offensive line can only hold out the defenders so long. And he needs to make that decision and get that ball humming sooner, or he's going to get sacked like he did a few times in that game. I also have a comment on short yardage situations. And, Greg, you'll remember this. Jessica, probably not. But we had a huge offensive lineman that played pro football, and he was known as the refrigerator.
Oh, yeah. William Perry.
And in short yardage situations, they would use the refrigerator, and he would usually get the yards. We have the incredible Hulk, Nash Hutmacher, and it seems to me that we should consider going ahead and using him in those situations. Finally, insofar as Coach Frost is concerned, he's a mechanic that had a broken-down vehicle. He's now rebuilt the engine. The engine is running better. He needs to do some fine-tuning, but I think we need to give him the time to do that final tune-up, and I think we'll be back in the winning columns again.
Richard, appreciate it. Good points. Thank you for hanging on through the break. Good thoughts there from Richard.
Yeah, and I kind of disagree. I think sometimes Adrian doesn't have enough time.
True. Yeah, particularly the Michigan State game when he got sacked 7 times.
There are sometimes, yes, but I was actually thinking about, I was taking notes down there on the sideline. That last drive, I mean, he spread the ball around to, 4 different receivers in that drive? Or the one that, I guess the missed field goal drive.
Yes.
No, was that it?
Or the turn it over on 4th down.
Yeah, that was, yeah, but like getting down there was Omar, it was
Betts made a
Austin
big catch.
Allen, Betts.
Yep.
I mean, so I think the way that he can, is there some quarterbacks that in that situation want to lock in on one guy? And, honestly, I watched it happen with Jalen Hurts and CeeDee Lamb. It was he locked in on one guy, and that kind of hurt them at times. But the fact that he's seeing all those guys and is confident to throw the ball to them, I think is big.
When he got the penalty for throwing it away in the end zone, which led to the safety,
yeah.
he held on to it too long. And
Yes.
on that play, if you go back and look at the full 22, Samori was wide open down the seam.
Yeah.
Probably would have scored it. Adrian just couldn't get it to him or didn't see him in time, and it's too bad. And back to Richard's point about William Refrigerator Perry, the Huskers have Jacques Jean. He's a big, big back. That's who they gave it to on that 4th down play, but he stumbled his way.
I mean, again, that's a freshman that has not been in that situation.
Yeah.
And
he was sped up.
man, yeah, he was just so amped and wanted so badly to get in there for his team. And he just kind of he got too sped up and kind of stumbled, and but he was going to be in.
Let's head to Sioux City next. And Scott, good evening, Scott. Welcome to the program.
Hey, good evening. Thanks for taking my call.
You bet.
How are you guys tonight?
Hanging in there, Scott. Appreciate it.
Well, I'm like pretty much everybody in Husker Nation on game day. My heart gets out there on my sleeve, and you want the team to win, and it gets close and it doesn't happen. But when I step away and look at the realistic picture, and to me it looks like the first 2 years of Frost's tenure was going through Riley's players and starting to bring in his. And last year, I don't care what anybody says, last year doesn't count. There was no national championship. There's no Big Ten champion. It just didn't count. It was a COVID year, and it was just a huge asterisk. This year, Nebraska is making progress in every phase. Hell, we gained 5 yards punt return last game.
We did. You're right.
But the truth of the matter is we play in the Big Ten, and there's no weak links. Purdue kicked Iowa's butt. We get them next. And I think these guys, win, lose, or draw any of these remaining games, can still grow throughout the rest of the year. And after 2 or 3 games, when the defense didn't buckle and they just kept coming back and kept coming back, I can see in this team that they're on the right path. And it's hard for me to be patient, but after this year, I think things are going to improve.
Scott, appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and again, we heard the caller call earlier about, the young players that will be back, and this defense has really found something, and Coach Shenander's done such a great job, and they're bought into what he's doing, and the mentality and the mindset. I mean, I was in there looking, watching the linebackers, and Nick Henrich and Luke Reimer are both sophomores, and the way that they were directing the traffic, that's a hard job for a sophomore, for a young player to kind of be in there. And they were, especially in the second half, that's exciting to know that they kind of figured things out and see what works, and that mentality and that mindset. And now that you got so many young guys that have bought into that, as I was saying, Garrett Nelson said that, as a younger player, we've got to keep that trend up of this black shirt defense. I asked Damian Daniels about it after the game. They were not happy. They said that was not black shirt defense in that first half, and they were disappointed with how they came out. But I think a lot of the guys have bought into that, and so for them to be coming back, so many people coming back, I think they'll keep that that mindset and the mentality, because that's what's working this year.
That's right, and there's enough of them back that they know what it takes to play at a high level. Normally at this time on Mondays, we hear from Matt Davison. Matt is with a bunch of the coaches. They are over in Iowa at the wake tonight for Eric Chenander's father, who was tragically killed in a car crash last Thursday. So that's where Matt is tonight. He is over there. That's where Matt ought to be tonight.
Absolutely. And, I talked to a few of the players after the game about playing for Coach Chenander, and Cam Taylor-Britt said he's like a father to me. And he said, I knew the kind of relationship we were going to have when he came and sat in my living room for the first time. And, it hurt them really badly to see him hurt last week. And so I know they were really disappointed they couldn't come out and get a win for him. But I think they'll, again, continue to play for him. And, gosh, they adore Coach Chenander.
No doubt. Let's go back to West Point. Husker Dan, you're up next here on Sports Nightly. Good evening.
Hi, Greg and Jessica.
Hello.
On that note, too, I just want to give my condolences to the staff and the players on what a terrible tragedy. I guess I really don't want to go down this road, but I'm going to. I guess, I kind of did some research, and my youngest son, he did some research on the Michigan game on the officiating, and he looked up the names of the officials, and 2 of them, even the head referee was from Michigan, and actually the head referee had on his Facebook post, it's like go blue, so he's a fan. I just, is this a conspiracy thing? And I really don't want to go down this road, but I'm gonna bring it out, and I'm gonna let you guys talk about this. It's kind of interesting because, with the commissioner, Scott Frost stepped on his toes. With the scheduling we get, with the tough scheduling, it's like, okay, so, I just, what do you guys, I guess you guys can talk about the refereeing and the officials because the staff can't and the coaches can't. Can you kind of explain to us as fans, how does this work? How do they bring in officials, and how do they, where are they from, and who are they? And it's like kind of disturbing. I'll hang up and let you guys talk about this.
All right, Dan, it's all run through the league office. They put together the crews. They're from all over the Big Ten region, the footprint. That crew from Michigan, we also had them in Norman. I'm not a fan of that crew. I think the number of questionable calls. Now, having said that, I don't think Saturday's game with Minnesota was really affected at all. It was a tough call at that goal line with Adrian. Other than that, I thought the officiating was very fair Saturday in the Minnesota game.
Yeah, the coaches were pretty upset and, calling for that was a touchdown. You need to go look at the video with Adrian. His foot was in, but the ball didn't cross the plane. It didn't appear. They couldn't confirm that. So, but yeah, I mean, going back to the Yant touchdown, how big of a difference that would be. And so then you're not in a situation where you're kind of with the refs and you just get it in and you're not talking about it, right? So
exactly right.
But I did want to go back to Yant and him being in that situation. I mean, he was going to learn from that. That's the thing is, I think he'll be better for it. He's never been in that situation before, and every young player kind of goes in that and gets a feel for it and understands it better. He'll learn from it, and he'll hopefully be better the next time he gets another opportunity in that situation because, yeah, that dude's a problem, and he would have absolutely been in had he not slipped.
Hey, all of our callers tonight calling us up on our Sports Nightly hotline, brought to you by the Woodhouse Auto family. Shop Woodhouse first, 18 brands, 16 convenient locations, simplified car buying to save you time. Shop, finance, and buy online at woodhouse.com. 402-413-2400, the number to dot us up with a comment or question. When we come back, Jessica's been working on a series of podcasts about the nutrition department for Husker Athletics and what they do to fuel our student athletes. We're going to give you a snippet of part 2. Is this a 4-part or 3-part? Four-part series. Part 1 you ran in August.
Yes, yep.
Dave Ellis was the focal point, and you're talking to him again tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's just fascinating to hear him kind of break down a lot of these things. And so we actually talked a lot about Yant in this podcast because we taped it after the Northwestern game. So he kind of got into, that process and how he got back to be ready going into that Northwestern game. We talk about Cam Jurgens and a guy that wasn't going to play on the offensive line when he came in. How did he put on the weight? So all that kind of stuff, and it's just there's such a science to it, right? It's not just, eating whatever you want and getting on that weight and maintaining it, because Cam is a guy that loses weight very quickly. So, all of that. Cam's actually going to be in this podcast. We won't hear from him tonight, but we'll hear a little bit from Dave, and I cut some pieces out to give you guys a taste of it.
Our good friends from Midwest Area are the sponsor of this. We'll come back, get into that, and more of your calls and texts next.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2021 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. It'll get you off the beaten path with 8.7 inches of ground clearance, more than Toyota RAV4 or Honda Passport. It's the best Outback ever. The 2021 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Comparison based on competitor information from manufacturer websites as of July 2020. Visit Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue or at beardmoresubaru.com.
Welcome to Ag Answers. Today we're talking about renewable biofuels like corn ethanol and soy biodiesel. Electric vehicles continue to make headlines as we look for ways to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. But did you know by using ethanol, you can reduce greenhouse gas emissions by up to 46% compared to traditional gasoline, and by up to 86% when you use biodiesel compared to petroleum diesel? Locally produced biofuels are the here and now solution to combating climate change. They are good for our air, good for our wallets, and good for Nebraska. This message is brought to you by Nebraska's corn and soybean farmers.
Momentum. It's building at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln with game-changing work in precision agriculture, nanoscience, and digital humanities. We're unlocking mysteries in brain research, solving the impossible with remote surgery using robots, and we're creating bold futures with world-leading research in early childhood education. We don't slow down, and we're not letting up. We are Nebraska.
At Nebraska, our people will always be our greatest asset. Day by day, donors give our teams the best opportunity to compete and win through their generous donations. Our vision for the future is ambitious and requires help from those who want to see Husker athletics excel at the highest level. Go big and join thousands of other Huskers Athletic Fund members with your gift today at huskers.com/donate.
Both farmers and Division I athletes are alike in that every season presents a new opportunity. Aurora Cooperative does what they always do, which is lean into every new opportunity. They focus on their roots and continue to stay tougher together with their farmer owners. These core beliefs are much like those of committed Husker athletes. Aurora Cooperative leans on their values of a strong work ethic to get any job done for their producers. Aurora Cooperative, tougher together.
Preparation.
It's the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pregame routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Lutz is an integrated business solutions firm born and raised in Nebraska with offices in Omaha, Lincoln, Hastings, and Grand Island. Lutz provides expert accounting, consulting, financial, technology, M&A, and talent solutions tailored to you. Lutz embraces your business as their own to discover the right solutions to help you thrive. They mind what matters for businesses or individuals seeking a partner to help energize and heighten financial and organizational success. Visit lutz.us/GBR.
Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is the place to watch Nebraska games this season. Locally owned and operated, Addie's is Omaha's premier sports bar with 4 locations in Elkhorn, Maple Street, Millard, and the new flagship Capitol location in downtown Omaha. If it's Husker game day, it's on at Addie's. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is Omaha's official watch party spot with game day giveaways, prizes, fun, and more surprises later in the season. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill. See you there for the game.
From vintage sneakers to bacon-scented soap to water fountains for your pet, all can be had with a few simple clicks. Problem is, you never really know what you're going to get until they show up at your door. Introducing Ford Blue Advantage. It's used car buying that's built for you. Not only can you shop for used vehicles online, in person, or both, you can also test drive before you buy, so you know exactly what you're getting. Plus, get history reports, vehicle inspections, Ford warranties, and the expertise of factory-trained techs. Visit FordBlueAdvantage.com today.
Hey Husker fans, if you're looking for an exciting new career as part of your pandemic recovery, Iowa has over 75,000 job openings in industries such as healthcare, advanced manufacturing, construction, IT, and ag. IowaWorks.gov has more information about job openings, earn while you learn apprenticeships, and exciting training and scholarship opportunities. Find your next great job in Iowa. They've got a solid game plan, a bright future, and want you on their team. www.iowaworks.gov. Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is the place to watch Nebraska games this season. Locally owned and operated, Addie's is Omaha's premier sports bar with 4 locations in Elkhorn, Maple Street, Millard, and the new flagship Capitol location in downtown Omaha. If it's Husker game day, it's on at Addie's. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is Omaha's official watch party spot with game day giveaways, prizes, fun, and more surprises later in the season. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill. See you there for the game.
We're back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres Equipment, Nebraska's premier John Deere dealer, with 27 locations across Nebraska and into Kansas. Acres Solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you here on a Monday night. And we're going to drop, I think it's Thursday, your latest nutrition podcast.
Yep, our nutrition podcast brought to you by Midwest Dairy, coming out on Thursday. But wanted to give you guys a little preview of what you can expect. So got a chance to sit down once again with Director of Sports or Performance Nutrition, Dave Ellis. Here is a little preview of that podcast.
It's easier for them to maintain their weight when things cool down. And they're not as good of drinkers as it cools down. They may find that we replace some of the fluids that we would normally not have any problem getting them to drink with some solid items, some chews or some gels, bars, chunks of bananas, you name it. So some of the fueling just naturally tends to change from hot days to cooler days. And literally when we're playing somewhere really cold at the end of the season, like Rutgers last year, getting people to drink cold liquids is almost a waste of time. You literally almost have to find a way to keep fluids warm body temperature almost to get them to drink during a game. And obviously you can have, this is really strange sounding, cramps on a cold day because their drive to drink is so poor.
The big story coming out of Northwestern was Jaquez Yant, comes in, rushes for 127 yards, and he talked about it after the game, didn't necessarily maybe take care of business like he should have in the summer, and then, was really challenged and went to work leading up to last week. But, losing, 20 pounds? What did you see out of him and his story and his progress really since fall camp began up until he had the big game against Northwestern?
Yeah, we had several athletes in the summer where there was a little more wiggle room for them as far as time away from the team on weekends. And it's a 4-day split workout, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So you're off Wednesday, you're off on the weekends. And, some athletes don't do fabulous when they have that much wiggle room as far as their diets are concerned. And they may not lean out as much as they should. And so we always have athletes that have to use training camp to get some of the extra body fat off that maybe they've accumulated or didn't get all of it off during the summer. And that was the case with Yant, and he had a very specific goal that he needed to get to before Scott was going to let him move out there on the field in a strong role. And it was to his favor to do it, to get it done. He's a big guy. He's a legitimate. In the NFL, he's going to be a legitimate 235, 245 back, and they love those sized athletes in the NFL because they're big and durable, and they get yards after contact. And he's all that, right? So he got down to the low end of that range, and you saw the productivity. And, hopefully there's a lot more of that coming.
Let's talk about the flip side of that and someone that's had to really maintain and gain. And Cam Jurgens, and a guy that was not an offensive lineman coming in, and then now look at, there are days where he's straight up dominant. What kind of went into getting him right and ready to play at the level that he's playing at this season?
Yeah, Cam is a unique story in that his frame was big enough to do something more than be a tight end. He was not going to be the biggest lineman on the field, but centers usually aren't. And so, based on need, they made a decision to take advantage of his frame's potential and let him train beyond what a tight end would need to carry to be functional and to be what would be considered a low end of the range for centers as far as body mass. But still, he's very athletic and is quick. That's one of the really important attributes there. So he's done a great job. He's having great success holding his weight this season. His first year that you put on weight on a frame like that can be quite a little vulnerable. They get sick or they get injured or they go out into the heat of two-a-days, and they may not do as good a job holding it the first time they put that weight on. And after another off season, it kind of becomes much easier for them to hold under stressful conditions. And he's done all of that so far. He's doing great.
For some of those guys, you see them like they put on the weight, maintain the weight, and then all of a sudden if they stop playing or stop doing that, it comes off so quickly. What is it like for Cam to maintain that weight and that where he needs to be?
Yeah, well, the weight room is a huge asset because it's lean mass. The majority of what they train into and fill their frame out is the result of the sets and the reps in the weight room. And so they've got to do the work to accrue the mass, and they've got to have a maintenance load in the weight room to hang on to it, along with the dietary support when it comes to their total calories. They're not going to get all that in at one meal. It's going to take breakfast. It's going to take post-workout recovery shake. It's going to take lunch. It's going to take mid-afternoon snack. It's going to take dinner. And it's going to take a PM calorie intake to support a guy like him holding that weight. Eating really becomes, as I've mentioned, work, right? It's work for these athletes to hold their body mass. Feeding really can become somewhat monotonous, right? So we got to try to make it fun. We do everything we can in the training table to bring new assets in there, like our new pizza ovens that are a big hit. And somebody like Cam likes making his own pizzas.
That's awesome. Yeah. What's the calories like for Cam Jurgens?
Probably around the 21 calories per pound of body weight. So you can take his goal body weight of 290-ish pounds, times 20, 21 calories, and that's what he's up against, and you're not going to get, you can't miss a meal.
Yeah.
You can't miss a shake, right? That's where the work part of it comes in. It'd be real easy for anybody else to kind of zoom past a meal or a snack. No big deal. He does that on a hot day, and he could drop 5, 6, 7 pounds real quickly.
We've talked a lot of football. You guys have a lot to do with football, but I mean, pretty much every sport is preseason, in-season, training, all that. What's it like down there for you and your staff right now?
Yeah, well, we're getting crushed. We've got about 600 people going through there at lunch right now, and that's with us holding some of the staff out that we normally feed because we're so short on labor. And like everybody in the service industry right now, labor is tough to come by. And so we're doing okay on labor at dinner. At lunch, it's really, really tough because our student population's in class, and they're just more available in the evening. You'll find it's just all hands on deck. Everybody that can roll their sleeves up and get in there and get us through a meal, keeping food in that buffet and keeping things in order as far as keep cleaning up as we go, is pitching in to get it done for these athletes. And I don't know how soon we'll resolve the labor issues. Everybody's having the same problems, and there's no end of it in sight.
Just because we're sitting here in the studio and the Big Ten basketball media days are on our TV right now, and of course everyone's really excited about hoop season. What's it like, getting basketball athletes, men's and women, ready, going through a preseason and getting them ready as far as the nutrition front goes?
Well, all of our dietitians that work with our sports are deeply involved, as I am with football, on all the work with them in the off season as well as the preseason and of course the grind of the end season. So we longitudinally move through all phases of the year with our teams, and they all follow a similar pattern in that you're trying to make big changes in the bodies in the off season, you're trying to get them well conditioned in the preseason, and then of course keep them available on game day and uninjured in season, right? So the fruits of all your labor really are manifested on game day. So all of our dietitians play the similar roles for their sports, and the nuances of feeding male versus female, power versus endurance, freshman versus senior, you name it, domestic versus international, Southern athlete versus Northern athlete, are just immense. I mean, it's a very unique challenge to meet the diversity of all those palates. And that's just, to me, that's kind of the fun part. It's a challenge. I really like learning about what our international athletes are into. And again, those Life Skills Kitchens and the pizza self-make and the deli sandwich self-make give maybe the most picky eater an outlet, right, where they can go in there and they can do their thing. And I really think those are distinguishing assets. That, and along with the fact that our dietitians are right there when they're building these meals to help them answer questions and guide them in the right direction.
So you can hear much more from Dave Ellis as well as Cam Jurgens and his journey with the nutrition staff here at Nebraska coming up on Thursday.
Talking about how busy they are with those 600 athletes coming through there. I mean, phenomenal job that they do. And I know he gets a lot of student help. It's a great training ground for students who are studying that as a major. I mean, they're going to be the future of nutritionists all around college sports. Great.
Absolutely. And Nebraska's been a trendsetter there for so long. And that's a big reason why Midwest Area wanted to, be a part of this podcast and kind of showcase such a big part of Nebraska athletics that probably doesn't get talked about. You don't necessarily think about it as much, but it's just so huge to the success of these athletes. And so, it's been a fun series, and we're going to do probably talk to Dave a little bit. He says it in the podcast about what's upcoming. And so you heard him, I guess I probably wasn't in this part, but they weigh in every morning, and some of those things that they do scientifically to make sure that their weight is right. We're going to dive into that again upcoming and try to get another couple other athletes to tell their story about that. So yeah, it's fascinating, and I think it's again important to show recruiting wise too that hey, look, Nebraska's got the best of the best and the sports performance nutrition part of it.
We're thinking Thursday for the full
Thursday,
podcast,
absolutely.
right?
We'll drop on Thursday. Yep. I'm going to go check out the new pizza ovens tomorrow.
Me too. I want to see those suckers. That's fantastic. All right, all that brought to you by Midwest Dairy, representing your local dairy farm families. Again, look for the full podcast on Thursday. All right, phone lines back open for you, 402-413-2400. We're back with more of your calls and texts next.
It's football season. Husker Nation and Famous Dave's is here to make your tailgate, house party, or get-together famous. Award-winning house-smoked St. Louis-style ribs, Texas beef brisket, Georgia chopped pork, and house-made sides like our Wilbur beans, creamy coleslaw, and Dave's cheesy mac and cheese will surely tackle any barbecue craving. Visit famousdaves.com for all your catering and online ordering needs, or come visit us at our locations in Lincoln and Bellevue.
Much like the values of the people of Nebraska, Nebraska Realty was built on the principles of hard work, dedication, and doing things the right way. They believe strongly in the power of creating lasting relationships and the value those relationships hold. Their success is based on trust and the relationships created with the people and communities they serve across the state of Nebraska. There really is no place like Nebraska Realty.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
What is highbid.com? It's the online auction site for just about everything under the sun. Art and antiques, cars and coins, office equipment and furniture, toys and tools. You can find it all at highbid.com. Highbid.com gives you access to thousands of auctions across the USA and around the world. Browse the most popular auctions, search for the exact item you want, or just explore the site. Go to highbid.com. That's HIBID.com and find what you're looking for today.
Let Shelter Insurance get you in the game this football season. The Nebraska Huskers are gearing up for another big year, and this is your chance to win tickets from Shelter Insurance and the Husker Radio Network. Contact a Nebraska Shelter agent and they'll register you for a chance to win tickets to one of 4 home football games this season. Only Shelter agents can register you, so call, email, or drop by for your chance to win. Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com/Huskers and ask them to register you to win.
You trained for this all year. Endless hours of cardio, conditioning, and weights. And now you are ready. Ready to trek back to your seat from the concession stand. Through the lines, lost fans, and that mascot who wants you to do a little dancey dance. All without spilling a drop of your ice-cold Bud Light. Welcome back to football, sports fans.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
It's Game On at Sid Dillon Buick GMC Cadillac in Fremont, featuring our winning combination of Buick SUVs and GMC trucks and SUVs. And as a GMC Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles for your business needs. For the convenient and easy way to shop for your next vehicle, just visit our Fremont location or check out our full inventory at SidDillonBuickGMC.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
We are professional grade.
Much like the values of the people of Nebraska, Nebraska Realty was built on the principles of hard work, dedication, and doing things the right way. They believe strongly in the power of creating lasting relationships and the value those relationships hold. Their success is based on trust and the relationships created with the people and communities they serve across the state of Nebraska. There really is no place like Nebraska Realty.
Today's Play of the Day comes from Nebraska. We pick it up with the local sports announcer at a Nebraska lottery retailer.
Dave enters the store. He makes a move to the checkout counter. Looks like he's going to pass. Yes, he's passing the clerk a few dollars. The clerk takes the handoff and spins around. It looks like he's placed the scratch tickets on the counter, and now Dave has them in his hand. It's the old Scratch-a-rooski. He scratches left. He scratches right. Oh, my! He's done it! Dave has scored a bundle of cash.
Play is good. Go play. Odds vary by game.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid minerals with protein or Redmond natural mineral salt for livestock or humans, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blahorn take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2021 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. It'll get you off the beaten path with 8.7 inches of ground clearance, more than Toyota RAV4 or Honda Passport. It's the best Outback ever. The 2021 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Comparison based on competitor information from manufacturer websites as of July 2020. Visit Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue or at beardmoresubaru.com.
You trained for this all year. Endless hours of cardio, conditioning, and weights. And now you are ready. Ready to trek back to your seat from the concession stand. Through the lines, lost fans, and that mascot who wants you to do a little dancey dance. All without spilling a drop of your ice-cold Bud Light. Welcome back to football, sports fans.
We're back in our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres Equipment, Nebraska's premier John Deere dealer with 27 locations across Nebraska and into Kansas. Acres Solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you here on a Monday night. 402-413-2400, the number to dot us up with a comment or question. Let's go to Omaha next. And Ron, good evening, sir. You're up here on Sports Nightly. Russ, are you there? Hello, Russ.
Oh, Russ. Hey, how you doing, Greg?
I'm good, thank you.
Thanks for taking my call. Give me a little vent and some little therapy here. Just had a couple comments about the game, then like one comment on just some of our real tough losses. Did Adrian seem like he wasn't himself as far as physically on Saturday?
Absolutely.
Didn't look like it wasn't. He's been so explosive this year with the ball, and he ends up, I know, minus some yards, how many 7 or 8 attempts, and he's always good for some big gains there when things break down, and even get caught and backing in the end zone. That's just not. Haven't seen him do that all year, and so I just thought maybe like the other sophomore and junior years, he's been in freshman year. He's had some injuries that he's dealing with, and he just didn't look like he was explosive out there like he has been.
Scott Frost last night on his TV show said Adrian's dealing with a lot of ailments right now that they just haven't talked much publicly about.
Yeah, because, even with that, you look at the game, I can understand coming off that Michigan game, and, Minnesota's come off a bye, and, early in the year they were one of the West favorite because how they looked against, then they lose a couple of running backs, but that's 2 running backs. It's not like their whole team. We actually have been starting our, number 5, Ramir, and then of course, Yant would be the number 6 after you had Gabe and Savion and Marquise and even Marvin Scott, so.
Right. Yeah.
But I think that was a tough loss, losing Ramir. He's just totally separated himself from the rest of the pack. His receiving is amazing and the way he's running. And it was just tough to see that because I know he'd have got in there. But did you think it looked – I don't know if they have up above cameras. I guess they don't. But, Adrian got in on that touchdown. There's no doubt. And because they called it the other way, they didn't have any good views to all the players in a way. But, even one of the announcers said he got in. But I just don't understand why you don't put a jumbo package in there and have Adrian sneak it and have Yant push him in. You're allowed to push from behind, right?
You are. Yes, sir.
We needed 4 inches. So I had a couple quick comments. Did anybody ever interview Dale Cerny? Did we ever find out, was it just that horrible kick where he kicked it to the left side of
I don't think he's been talked to. I don't think he's given an interview, Jessica, unless I'm wrong.
Because you think of our luck, you think of the first game, the 30-yard penalty. If what's the name maybe just gets up and walks away, we're going up 16-2. Maybe we put that game away. And then, of course, Michigan State, I can't flush that thing. I'm trying, but I don't know who's in charge of the punters right now, but I know our punter's doing a hell of a job now. And unfortunately, he had a 7-yarder before half, and then Cerny went in there because I know I'd have taken a 7-yard at the end of the game there. We could have took a knee. I don't know why they would have said, if I'm the coach, I said, under no circumstances are you to kick this ball in the field of play. We give up 9 yards, no first downs. He could have turned to the side and kicked it out of bounds and put our defense out there. They're not going down and putting 7 on the board. The only way they could have won that game is what happened of kicking it over to the other side there. I don't understand why he wasn't told just to kick it out of bounds, not kick it to the right side, because maybe he was thinking that, his buddy shanked it to the right, so you don't want to make sure he doesn't do that, doing that Australian style, so he shanked it over the left, But the Michigan game, when they send these plays in, each team, do they do anything about those calls ever?
Have not heard anything, Russ, from the league office. If so, the football staff has been pretty quiet about that. But, Russ, I appreciate the call. You're taking me back down a bad memory lane for some of the gaffes that this season has provided us to this point.
Yeah, and, there was a text earlier talking about, we're talking about next season. And I don't want to get on that trend where we're looking, next season. But there is a lot of excitement for next season, and I think there's some things being put in place this season that is going to bode well for this team. But absolutely, we're focused on this year, and this team is too, and feel like they can, still do some big things this season. So, I know we get excited talking about next year, and that's every sports team. But I think it's very upsetting, some of these the way that some of these have finished, but. There's still a lot to play for this season, and this team will be ready to do that. No doubt. Buckle up, put that phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Mike in Omaha, hang on. We'll catch you after the break.
While some seed companies put a greater stake in stock prices and anonymous shareholders, Rob Seco knows that what's important to you hits closer to home. That's why you'll find we're focused on your needs. With a simplicity that makes us easy to do business with, a relationship that makes it easy to connect with anyone in the company, and the technology, traits, and genetics you need from any source. Put your stock in the company that puts you first. Rob Seco.
Today's play of the day comes from Nebraska. We pick it up with the local sports announcer at a Nebraska lottery retailer.
Dave enters the store. He makes a move to the checkout counter. Looks like he's going to pass. Yes, he's passing the clerk a few dollars. The clerk takes the handoff and spins around. It looks like he's placed the scratch tickets on the counter, and now Dave has them in his hand. It's the old Scratch-a-rooski. He scratches left. He scratches right. Oh, my! He's done it! Dave has scored a bundle of cash.
Play is good. Go play. Odds vary by game.
Finally, it's time to tailgate, to find your spot in a sea of red, to get together with family and fans, and to share what makes Husker football season the best. This season, share Valentino's Tailgater tradition with their Big Red Double Jumbo deal and get 2 one-topping jumbo pizzas for only $17.79 each. Order yours at valentinos.com. Some restrictions apply. See store for details. Valentino's, the official pizza of the Huskers. Go Big Red.
Successful farmers must make good decisions every day. In pivot irrigation, the choice is simple. T&L exclusive hydraulically powered pivot irrigation systems are like no other. You get tough, reliable, and cost-effective irrigation. Let T&L's 60 years of irrigation experience work for you. Call your local T&L dealer or T&L Irrigation Company today. T&L, like no other.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
It's football season. Husker Nation and Famous Dave's is here to make your tailgate, house party, or get-together famous. Award-winning and house-smoked St. Louis-style ribs, Texas beef brisket, Georgia chopped pork, and house-made sides like our Wilbur beans, creamy coleslaw, and Dave's Cheesy Mac and Cheese will surely tackle any barbecue craving. Visit famousdaves.com for all your catering and online ordering needs, or come visit us at our locations in Lincoln and Bellevue.
Welcome to Ag Answers, where we answer common questions related to farming and ranching. Today we're tackling the issue of GMOs, or genetically modified organisms. GMOs may sound scary, but they're actually benefiting our environment and consumers. That's because GMO crops help solve specific problems like insects, food waste, and droughts. By selecting good traits from one plant or organism and adding them to another, farmers are safely using science to produce high-quality foods better than ever before. This message is brought to you by Nebraska's corn and soybean farmers.
Nebraska 811 says go dig red. Before you dig, always call or click 811 to have your utility lines marked. It's easy, it's free, and of course it's the law. Dave in Hawaii on our text line said no problem with the goal line shotgun. That's what they practice. If he doesn't slip, this would not even be a topic. Another 11 points left on the field. Seems coach called right plays. We just didn't get them executed. So there you go. Another take from Dave out in Hawaii. Time for this week, our weekend winners. What are you looking at?
So I'm going to go with Nebraska men's golf. They wrapped up their fall season and had fired off they're one shot off of their best team score in program history in the first round of the Quail Valley Collegiate in Vero Beach, Florida over the weekend, actually yesterday. They had the best team score this weekend since 2014. 6 consecutive team rounds, better than par. And, you know, first-year head coach Brett Ballack, I got a chance to talk with him at that preseason event that was held out at the golf tournament. I'm really impressed with him. I think he's going to be able to continue to do big things with Nebraska golf. I mean, he's won national championships. But the fall season is so important to what you do in the spring. None of it counts, other than, like, rankings and, you know, lining up the rankings for the spring. It's so important. You hear golf coaches talk about it all the time, how vital what you do in the fall sets you up for the spring. So for the team to go out and finish the way that they did and kind of, you know, again, put performances together over the fall season is big. And, you know, he said he's really proud of them. They're playing their tails off. So hopefully that carries over into the spring.
I'm going Husker women's sports. How about their weekend? The volleyball team sweeps a pretty good Illinois team Saturday night at the Devaney Center. Husker softball, they wrapped up their fall season. They beat South Dakota in a single game Saturday, swept Colorado State in a doubleheader yesterday. And Husker soccer got their first conference win. They beat nationally ranked Wisconsin 1-0 on Senior Day.
On Senior Day, that's always big. So important, you know, to send those seniors out on a good note.
So good for them. They now go. They've got 2 matches this week back in Illinois. They play at Illinois Thursday, and then over the weekend they'll go to Northwestern to take on the Wildcats. So maybe a little momentum for them here late in their season. But a pretty good weekend. Volleyball, softball, soccer.
Absolutely.
Nice stuff.
Love when the ladies perform well.
Absolutely. We're not that far away from basketball. Tim had preseason top 25s in his ticker earlier in the hour. It's not far off.
And I'm going out to practice tomorrow, so that will be fun.
We're going to hear from Fred Hoiberg tomorrow night, and you're going to see some of the players.
Yep, get an update on this preseason that a team that I know Nebraska and Husker Nation is really, really excited about. I'm excited. I can't wait to watch them play.
I think they're going to be fun to watch. I think they're going to be able to score. And so that's going to be fun to watch for that team. So we'll talk some hoops tomorrow night on the program. We'll continue the discussion on football. I'm sure there's some lingering thoughts about the program from all of you tomorrow night. And we have another Kicking Back with the Cooks podcast about to drop. We're going to play a little sliver of that tomorrow night on the program as well.
That's always entertaining.
Kicking Back.
Yeah, Kicking Back with the Cooks. Yep.
Yeah. Thanks to Jessica, to Andrew, and to Tim, and all of you. Have yourself a great night.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Great job, everyone. Printers, great coverage. Phones, quick pickups. Firewall, tough defense. And network, way to carry the whole team. Ever since Marco started calling our technology plays, we work smarter and our whole game is more streamlined. Marco's all-star services and support give us the winning edge. Find out what your technology could be saying at marconet.com.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red. Lutz is an integrated business solutions firm born and raised in Nebraska with offices in Omaha, Lincoln, Hastings, and Grand Island. Lutz provides expert accounting, consulting, financial, technology, M&A, and talent solutions tailored to you. Lutz embraces your business as their own to discover the right solutions to help you thrive. They mind what matters for businesses or individuals seeking a partner to help energize and heighten financial and organizational success. Visit lutz.us/GBR.
Much like the values of the people of Nebraska, Nebraska Realty was built on the principles of hard work, dedication, and doing things the right way. They believe strongly in the power of creating lasting relationships and the value those relationships hold. Their success is based on trust and the relationships created with the people and communities they serve across the state of Nebraska. There really is no place like Nebraska Realty.